champions of the world, barring some injury or something like that, for a long, long time.
Well, that's what you hope for when they talk about a dynasty in a football team. You talk about the ability to be consistent and to persevere over the years. These two young men have nothing but good things ahead of them. But as you said, if they can remain healthy in this sport, as in any contact sport, that's what you always worry about. You wake up at night in a cold sweat wondering, can I keep going? Can I keep staying healthy?
Durability, I would guess, is the word that says it all.
That's what I meant.
Dennis Stamp. Marty Jannetty. Look at him go. Wow. One of the most durable, I would guess, of all professional athletes. And this goes back a few years. It goes back to the Minnesota Vikings and a guy by the name of Jim Marshall, who played, he has more consecutive games, and I don't have the number right here at my fingertips, than any other professional football player has ever had. And you can't do that without durability.
And I can tell you why, because after having run into him many, many times, I can tell you that he is not only, by virtue of having played so many games, a top athlete, he's a fine man as well. And I think the games in question were 276, if I'm not mistaken. That is an awful lot of football games.
Absolutely. And you've got to play with a lot of pain at time, and I'm sure, Russ Francis, that you yourself play, you're not totally free from pain when you go out there Sunday after Sunday after Sunday.
I'm not free from pain now, just watching these guys here.
Oh, I thought you were going to say working with me or something. Working with Al DeRusha.
It's a pleasure working with you, Rod. DeRusha, that's another thing entirely.
And it's another thing entirely also right now for Dennis Stamp, who is feeling the wrath of Shawn Michaels, one of the Midnight Rockers, the tag team champions of the world.
They talk about natural athletes, and you wonder, as an athlete, what the heck they mean by that. I think it is the ability to make the hard things look easy. And these two guys, Shawn and Marty, do it so well.
Absolutely. Both Shawn and Marty were great football players in their own right on the high school and collegiate level. And Shawn has just taken an elbow to the back of the head and a hard shoulder block. Now he catches Stamp on the way in, and you see what happened. Both of them played linebacker, and they are just the right ideal size for a linebacker.
They also have the mentality to look like when they get fired up with a couple of mad dogs. There's been times where I've wondered why they haven't given the saliva test to some of these guys before they get in the ring or on the football field.
The Midnight Rockers, the tag team champions of the world. It is Shawn Michaels feeling the shoulder block now of Mike Tolos. And the elbow smash to the back of the head of Mike Tolos. A knee into the middle of the back by Mike Tolos. And the Irish whip across by Tolos. Shawn Michaels gets out of the way and tags in Marty Jannetty, and here he comes. Oh, elbow smash Jannetty. Body slam Jannetty. Look at this. On the shoulders of Jannetty, it's Shawn Michaels. Oh, lights out time.
All there is.
Incredible, unbelievable, fantastic. The Midnight Rockers, Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels. And Mike Tolos, I'm sure, will long, long remember this move by Shawn Michaels. Up. It's all over. We're at the Showboat Sports Pavilion in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Rod Trongard for Russ Francis, and we'll be right back.
so exceptionally smooth. The night belongs to Michelob.
Women were kind of a mystery to me until I started using Brute Strength.
Brute Strength deodorant. All the protection you need with the great smell of Brute.
Time to curl up with a good mystery.
Brute 33 deodorant and antiperspirant with Brute Strength.
2 out of 3 Indy drivers rely on STP oil treatment, because when it comes down to it, STP adds extra lubrication to reduce engine wear in whatever you drive.
STP is the racer's edge.
Your doctor has a new way to help prevent a heart attack. It's a medicine you take once a day. Aspirin. Studies with people who had a heart attack or unstable angina show aspirin reduces heart attacks as much as 50%. Maybe it could help you. Ask your doctor about a regimen of aspirin, exercise, and the right foods. He knows what's right for you. This message brought to you by Bayer, the wonder drug that works wonders.
The AWA, the Major League of Professional Wrestling, taking the greatest wrestlers in the world on the road. We go to Lake Tahoe, Monday, May 25th, to Del Webb's High Sierra Hotel and Casino. In the first week of June, the AWA invades Georgia. On the 1st, we'll be in Noonan, Georgia at the National Guard Armory. On the 2nd, in Gainesville, Georgia, we'll be at the Gainesville Mountain Center. On the 3rd, in Covington, Georgia, we'll be at the National Guard Armory. We move on to Athens, Georgia at the J&J Center on the 4th. Jasper, Georgia at Pickens County High School on the 5th. Saturday, June 6th in Denver at the Auditorium, the AWA in action. We'll be at the Showboat in Las Vegas on the 13th, 7:30 p.m. a television spectacular. On the 19th in Green Bay at Brown County Arena, see the AWA. We move back to the Mecca Auditorium in Milwaukee on the 20th at 8 p.m. and the AWA in Rockford, Illinois at Boylan Catholic High School on Sunday, June 21st. Get tickets now.
You could buy a $100,000 sweeper to clean up around your house.
Hey, look out, Marge! Are you crazy? I'm coming through!
Sure, it cleans driveways and patios quickly and easily, but so does the Litter Critter from ShopVac. A revolutionary new way to clean dirt and debris from outdoor surfaces without electricity or batteries. And when you're finished, the Litter Critter stays out of your way.
You didn't buy that, Herbert?
Facelift revives the shine without refinishing. In less than an hour, you can smooth away the wear and tear and lay down a bright new facelift finish that will shine for years to come. That's what Formby's facelift is all about. Making your furniture look alive and beautiful again without major surgery.
One of sport's greatest moments is about to happen again. See every important moment of the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs and championship series on ESPN. Be part of the great moments in the battle for the Stanley Cup. Live on ESPN.
Tuesday, ESPN delivers 2 incredibly fast fighters. Lightweight Terrence Ali and junior welterweight John Meekin share the spotlight on top-ranked boxing. Live Tuesday night at 9 Eastern on ESPN.
Ladies and gentlemen, entering the arena area, he is the Big Mountain from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Jerry Blackwell. The referee for this one, Big Scott Ledoux. Take it away at the broadcast table, Russell and Rodney.
Al DeRusha, you're living dangerously.
Now it's Russell and Rodney, okay? I've known Al for many, many years. I used to think the world of him. Actually, I still do. And I would like to get him in the ring or on the football field.
In the ring right now, Jerry Blackwell and Tony Leone. And outside of the ring, just off to our left, is Jerry Blackwell's newest tag team partner. And I talk about the Avalanche. And with the Avalanche, and we'll get a look at him here in just a little bit, with the Avalanche, Bob Matson, the man who discovered him in Madison, Wisconsin. Blackwell and the Avalanche. Blackwell, 472 pounds. The Avalanche at 403 pounds. And what a devastating combination these two guys are making in the AWA.
There are a lot of gentlemen, if you would like to call them that, in the opposing locker room that are very concerned about that matchup. Those two guys together are going to be quite a team.
Over 800 pounds, almost 900.
Imagine if they both came off the ropes together with elbows and hit you at once.
I don't even want to think about it.
That'd be like the entire New York Giants team coming at you all at once.
The man you just got a close-up of a little bit ago, the man in the striped shirt, is Scott Ledoux, former boxer, and he can still duke it out with the best of them. And there's a drop kick by Blackwell that caught Tony Leone in the midsection. Scott Ledoux with a tremendously powerful punch, but not of the explosive character and quality of a combination of Blackwell and the Avalanche. Tony Leone trying to shake off the effects of Jerry Blackwell right now.
Whoa! You know, you mentioned Scott, too, the referee. He's coming back off of an arm injury given to him by Larry Zbyszko. There have been rumors around the locker room. I'm just passing them along. Being what is named, that he may be coming back into the ring.
With one Mr. Larry Zbyszko. I know that neither one of them have any time for the other one.
Well, I know Scott has been rehabilitating that arm, and he is in a big hurry to get back to get a shot at Larry.
Tony Leone now working on, speaking of arms, the left arm of Jerry Blackwell. Oh, the strength of that man. He whipped Tony Leone as though he weighed 100 pounds.
You know, it's nice to take a look. I'm sorry again, Rob, but I can't help it. I like to look at the face here. The gentleman that Jerry just tossed almost out of the ring, and it was just pure shock. Are you kidding me? You picked me up like a rag doll. And now here he's got him again. This has got to hurt.
In a bear hug. Leone, 230 pounds, trying somehow to get out of this hole that's got to be squeezing the breath out of him, ounce by ounce, until it's completely gone. Leone's going to have to do something with, he can't even get anything on a blow like that. Stick his fingers in the eyes of Jerry Blackwell or something along those lines to break the holder. It may be submission time, or this may be all over. Jerry backs off himself and pops him a forearm in the solar plexus and then clubs him, hammers him across the back. Oh. Jerry Blackwell can hurt you in so many different ways, and you're seeing ways that he is really, really hurting Tony Leone, who screams in agony at each and every one of those headbutts, elbow smashes, bear hug, you name it. Jerry Blackwell, what's he going to do now? Oh!
Look, I can feel that from here. That's it.
Tony Leone's eyes are completely closed. He is completely out of it. And Jerry Blackwell finishes him off. Devastatingly so. Jerry Blackwell out of Stone Mountain, Georgia. You get a look in slow motion at the end.
Now, on these types of moves, you can see how he gets his entire body, which is quite a bit. Behind him in that, lands with all of his weight right in the midsection.
It's 476 pounds. And this one is all over. Russ and I will be right back.
Silver Eagle Records presents the superstar sound of Motown. Marvin Gaye, Smokey Robinson, and the Miracles. The solid gold hits that define the sound of young America. To order, call the number on your screen. Now you can cruise or dance to the sound of the Motor City Beat, only through this exclusive TV offer. Marvin Gaye, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles' greatest hits, available on 3 LPs or 2 long-play cassettes, just $14.95. Compact disc, only $16.95.
Down through the years, the big games, the special games, always seem to live on in your memory. The excitement of baseball. It doesn't end when the game ends, and neither does your need to know. That's why so many baseball fans read the Sporting News, America's sports authority for over 100 years. The Sporting News gives you complete, in-depth coverage by more than 40 staff writers reporting right from the scene of the action. The teams, the stars, the strategies, the stats and standings, the pulse-pounding play-by-play excitement. Everything you want, you'll find right here in the Sporting News. It's great reading, and now you can get in on a great half-price offer. Grab a pencil quick, and here's a friend with all the details.
Call now and get 40 issues of the Sporting News for 4 easy payments of $5.45. You'll also get special preview issues at no extra cost. So call now toll-free, 1-800-592-6000, 1-800-592-6000.
This bout is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Weighing in at 250 pounds from Chicago, Illinois, he is Joe Pantera. And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, weighing in at 402 pounds from Madison, Wisconsin, he is the Avalanche. Referee for this bout, Robert Bourne, and down to the broadcast table.
And so we look at the Avalanche, all 402 pounds of him, out of Madison, Wisconsin. We've seen him before, Russ Francis. I have been impressed, and I would guess you have too.
Well, I think each time he gets in the ring, he's learning a little bit more. And with the kind of speed he has for his size, put a little bit of knowledge along with that, and he's going to be a tough man to beat.
Uh-oh. What's happening here? Oh. I got a feeling that Joe Pantera was trying to run away, but as the saying goes, you can run, but you can't hide. And the Avalanche found him and bounced him, literally bounced him right out of the ring.
These guys, it looked like for a second they're going out there for a jog. They're jogging around the ring, and then Pantera turned around and ran into a wall. The Avalanche.
And when avalanches come down on people, there is a dear, dear price to be paid. And so far, the people who have stepped into the ring against the Avalanche have paid the price. And Joe Pantera is feeling the effects of the 402-pound Avalanche out of Madison, Wisconsin, who was discovered, as we have told you on previous occasions, by a Minnesota former political leader in the state, formerly the state treasurer of Minnesota, in a restaurant in Madison, Wisconsin. And he asked the Avalanche if he thought he might be interested in professional wrestling. The Avalanche said yes, and here he is. And Bob Patson is the name of the man we have been referring to as the former Minnesota legislative leader. And he, again, is at ringside here at the Showboat Sports Pavilion in Las Vegas, Nevada, watching his man in action and just about drive Joe Pantera through the canvas.
Out of the corner. One, two, three.
Oh, here comes the Avalanche. Oh, my. Oh, my, indeed.
One, two.
There's a whip across. What does the Avalanche have in store this time? Pantera, I do not believe, knows where he is at or what is going on. Elbow smash.
It's amazing that Pantera's getting up after this kind of a beating. course, right there, the Avalanche helps him up.
Off the ropes. What?
And Pantera is no physical slouch himself at 250 pounds. But really, so far, at least, no match for the Avalanche. The Avalanche, you can tell that he's comparatively new to the ring. A little bit rusty. Yeah, well, rusty isn't the right word. He just has not totally refined all of the moves as of yet. But he'll get there. Ooh. Nothing too difficult about that one.
Pretty basic stuff. All you have to do is hit him. He's knocking the wind. Now he's taking advantage of the fact that Pantera is wearing down either horn.
Oh, and there's a... Oh, what a power body slam. And this one comes to a very, very quick end. The Avalanche didn't even have time to work up a sweat. And Bob Matson, his manager, discoverer at ringside, has a big smile on his face. And so does Jerry Blackwell, who has been watching.
Now this, to me, Rod, looks like a standard Jerry Blackwell move.
Indeed. Indeed.
I think they've been talking. How about you?
They've been talking. They've been working together. And the Avalanche is pattering a lot of what he does after the man who is now his tag team partner, Jerry Blackwell. We'll be right back.
Mom's magic meatloaf is weighing on you like a ton of bricks. Send the bubbles of Alka-Seltzer to the rescue, because speed is what you need to lift the heaviness off your stomach and relieve your heartburn and pounding headache fast. So for fast relief, let the bubbles rise to the occasion. Alka-Seltzer to the rescue. Try new extra strength Alka-Seltzer. More of what you take Alka-Seltzer for.
Work. Nobody said it would be easy. So Red Wing makes shoes tough and rugged and comfortable, even if you walk 20 miles a day. Nobody said it would be easy, but Red Wing makes it comfortable.
This was Matchlight Instant Lighting Sharpener. Now today's Matchlight. You can see the difference. Today's Matchlight lights twice as fast. Now, watch today's Matchlight spread. Fast. Which is why it's ready so fast. Lights fast, spreads fast. Today's Matchlight. It's twice as fast.
The AWA, the Major League of Professional Wrestling, taking the greatest wrestlers in the world on the road. We go to Lake Tahoe, Monday, May 25th, to Del Webb's High Sierra Hotel and Casino. In the first week of June, the AWA invades Georgia. On the 1st, we'll be in Noonan, Georgia at the National Guard Armory. On the 2nd, in Gainesville, Georgia, we'll be at the Gainesville Mountain Center. On the 3rd, in Covington, Georgia, we'll be at the National Guard Armory. We move on to Athens, Georgia at the J&J Center on the 4th. Jasper, Georgia at Pickens County High School on the 5th. Saturday, June 6th in Denver at the Auditorium, the AWA in action. We'll be at the Showboat in Las Vegas on the 13th, 7:30 p.m. a television spectacular. On the 19th in Green Bay at Brown County Arena, see the AWA. We move back to the Mecca Auditorium in Milwaukee on the 20th at 8 p.m. and the AWA in Rockford, Illinois at Boylan Catholic High School on Sunday, June 21st. Get tickets now.
Parents, I want you to get a pen or a pencil and some paper and get ready to write down where you can send and get one of the hottest new games on the market for your kids, and that's the Ninja Star Wars game. It comes with 2 vests, 2 eye shields. We don't want anybody getting hit in the eyes. Also with 6 throwing stars. We have an official game booklet for your Ninja Star Wars game. The kids will have fun playing indoors or outdoors. They'll play for hours. It's safe and it's fun, and no batteries or assembly is required.
They're good, Ninja Star. They're safe, Ninja Star. They are Ninja Star Warriors, playing the hottest new ninja game for kids, Ninja Star Wars. Complete with safety shield, a vest, and a ninja throwing star that really sticks. Watch out. here comes Ninja Star Wars.
Master Charge, Visa or COD. Call 1-800-572-9900.
Me stain wood? That's a job for professionals.
Would you try a stain made for amateurs?
Well,
Czar Wood Stain.
okay.
Other stains are made for professionals, but Czar Wipe-On Stain makes it easy for first-timers to get beautiful results. And Czar's controlled penetration gives you plenty of time to wipe off excess and avoid streaks and lap marks.
It looks great. It's so easy. Even my husband can do it.
And for lasting protection, use Czar Clear Finishes. For a free brochure in the dealer nearest you, write us today.
Saturday, ESPN has live sports for everyone. The country's top cowboys are competing for the all-around championship at the National Rodeo Finals in Las Vegas. Next, defending champion Gary Player leads golf legends through live coverage of the United Hospitals Classic. Then, the world's fastest drivers are scrambling to qualify for the Indy 500. See who makes the field live. Total Sports, Saturday on ESPN.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to remind you that coming up very soon, right here on this program, the match between Curt Hennig and Nick Bockwinkel, you decide who you think should be the heavyweight champion of the world. The AWA has not decided that yet, and we're in a very tough position right now, having no world champion. That decision will be rendered. But later on, you're going to see the match. You make the call. Before we get into that, we're going to do what I call an instant replay match. There was an instant that developed between the Sheik and Buck Rock and Roll Zumhoffe not so long ago, and if you missed it then, let's check it out now.
Zumhoffe firing back, and again grabbing that arm, turning it around, almost corkscrewing it out of the socket. Zumhoffe again back to work on the arm. Now he breaks it around that top rope strand, cocks the fist. Instead, uses a judo chop. And again, another judo chop by Zumhoffe, who makes his home in the small community of Hamburg, Minnesota. He has wrestled out of Honolulu, Hawaii during his days as light heavyweight champion of the world. Hamburg, Minnesota. About 40 miles due west of the Twin Cities of Minneapolis, St. Paul. Hard shoulder block here by the Sheik. A field throw. And again, back to work on that left arm. Gary Ron, that's got to be one sore appendage about now.
It certainly must be. Now, the Sheik has taken some very, very bitter hits here in this particular battle, but he's fighting back. Look at that now with the to the face and to the eyes of Zumhoffe all the time, all day long.
Sheik Adnan LTC raking his fingernails across the back of Rock and Roll Buck Zumhoffe, and then a double sledgehammer to the back, twice with that flash. Zumhoffe. Reversal here.
Into the turnbuckles.
And now we're going to go the other way. Back he goes. Zumhoffe on fire here at the Showboat Sports Pavilion, going from corner to corner and bouncing the head of Sheik Adnan LTC off that top turnbuckle like a billiard ball bounces off the cushions.
Counting it down. Oh, no! Oh, no!
Boris Zumhoffe has entered, pounding away on the king of rock and roll. The bell has sounded. This one is all over.
Got to stop this. Look at this. Now Zumhoffe pushing the referee out of the way.
And now Zumhoffe is grabbed. off more or less admiring the work that they have done on the young man out of Hamburg, Minnesota. The Midnight Rockers came to his rescue. Scott Ledoux also came to his rescue, but it was too little, too late. As you can see,
ladies and gentlemen,
also Gary DeRusha, another of the excellent wrestlers, rather referees in the AWA.
Professional wrestling. This is absolutely terrible. Can we get some help here for Buck, please?
They've got to get a doctor or something up to that ring, Rod Trongard. This man is hurt badly.
Out of the ring.
He took a couple of tremendous clubbing, hammering type shots with that radio to his forehead, which cut him wide open.
Rod Trongard, I can't understand what's going on. I just don't believe it.
You see Zumhoffe on his feet momentarily.
He's badly hurt. He's badly hurt. He's dazed and he's stunned.
Well, he has taken some tremendous shots to the head here. There should be a stretcher here with paramedics to help him out of the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, Buck Rock and Roll Zumhoffe is okay. They shattered his radio, and they cut him up, but no concussion. He is back, and of course, he's after Sheik Adnan LKC. Somewhere, someday, that situation is going to get settled. Now, in just a few minutes, you are going to see the match between Henning and Bachwinkle. First, let's do this.
Marijuana can mess you up.
Right. We've been getting high for what, 15 years?
Nothing's ever happened.
Did I get into other drugs and start mugging people? Nah, didn't do anything. In fact, I'd say I'm exactly the same as when I smoked my first joint.
Eddie, did you even look for a job today?
No, Ma.
Marijuana can make nothing happen to you, too.
Coming this fall to ESPN. The best of the NFL. From preseason contests to 8 Sunday night clashes and the season finale Pro Bowl, you'll see it all live on ESPN. From start to finish this year, pro football duels here on the exclusive cable home of the NFL, ESPN.
Great game. My wife and I enjoy our active lifestyles. We're both 42, and it may sound funny, but we used to worry about living too long. What if one of us should die? Where would the money come from to support the other? Life insurance is expensive when you're 60 or 70. Well, we don't worry anymore, because I phoned Transamerica Occidental. Transamerica showed me an easy way to a lifetime of insurance protection. I only have to pay my premium for a limited period of time, guaranteed. I know exactly how much I'll pay and for how long. And our coverage is completely paid before I retire, guaranteed. Look at how much it would cost you for a lifetime of protection, and you never pay a nickel more. It's guaranteed. I looked and found that this was the best coverage for us at a reasonable cost. We don't worry anymore. You shouldn't either.
For more information about Transamerica Guaranteed Lifetime Insurance without a lifetime of payments, call 800-372-3000. That's 800-372-3000. Call now.
The AWA, the Major League of Professional Wrestling, taking the greatest wrestlers in the world on the road. We go to Lake Tahoe, Monday, May 25th, to Del Webb's High Sierra Hotel and Casino. In the first week of June, the AWA invades Georgia. On the 1st, we'll be in Noonan, Georgia at the National Guard Armory. On the 2nd, in Gainesville, Georgia, we'll be at the Gainesville Mountain Center. On the 3rd, in Covington, Georgia, we'll be at the National Guard Armory. We move on to Athens, Georgia at the J&J Center on the 4th. Jasper, Georgia at Pickens County High School on the 5th. Saturday, June 6th in Denver at the Auditorium, the AWA in action. We'll be at the Showboat in Las Vegas on the 13th, 7:30 p.m. a television spectacular. On the 19th in Green Bay at Brown County Arena, see the AWA. We move back to the Mecca Auditorium in Milwaukee on the 20th at 8 p.m. and the AWA in Rockford, Illinois at Boylan Catholic High School on Sunday, June 21st. Get tickets now.
What's
news of the Earthlings?
Totally high tech, sir.
Indeed? How?
Check out these Casio watches. That new Casio pulse watch checks your pulse rate.
Not bad for a Zog my age.
Casio's new databank watch remembers up to 50 phone numbers, dates, hey, whatever.
Amazing.
And they've got more new watches than you can shake a boar back.
Splendid. I can always use another Casio.
They do a lot more than just tell time.
Come get the best of the USA. Come out and play the American way. Las Vegas in every way. It's the American way to play.
The road to the Stanley Cup Championship Series is a punishing trip for the NHL's best. ESPN highlights the survivors in a Stanley Cup playoff special. Wednesday night at 8:30 Eastern. Explosive. Get the biggest stories from the fastest tracks with Bob Jenkins and Larry Newber host ESPN Speed Week. Thursday nights at 7:30 Eastern, only on ESPN.
Okay, here it comes. The most controversial situation probably in the history of the AWA. It's happened to other organizations, but it's never happened here before where we have not had a heavyweight champion. Or at least if it has, it was before my time. I'm not familiar of any time it's happened here. But that's our situation now, and that's because of SuperClash 2. Nick Bockwinkel and Curt Hennig in a match that, well, Larry Zbyszko apparently got involved somewhere along the line. Stanley Blackburn was at ringside, and he has held up the decision. It looks like Curt Hennig had become the champion, but Stanley Blackburn thinks possibly Larry Zbyszko handed Curt Hennig a roll of dimes, and we have no champion. You're going to see the match. You watch very carefully, and then you can make up your own mind who you think the heavyweight champion of the world in the AWA is. Is it Nick Bockwinkel? Is it Curt Hennig? And you might be thinking of how we're going to resolve this. Perhaps they'll wrestle again. Winner take all. Who knows? But now, let's go back to SuperClash at the Cow Palace in San Francisco.
And the circulation in that left arm has to be down to just about nothing by now.
Absolutely, and believe you me, Bachwinkle knows exactly what he's doing and where he's going there. I've been watching him here for a few minutes now, and that's the object, is to take that arm away from Curt Hennig, and then he is really going to be handicapped.
Nick Bockwinkel, Curt Hennig. It's all part of SuperClash 2 here at the Cow Palace in San Francisco, California. As you got a shot there of the action as Larry Zbyszko is seeing it. That camera just over the shoulder. There you get another look. This is what Zbyszko and how he is seeing the match. This is how you and I are seeing it. And it is Curt Hennig now drilling away on the champion and taking the legs out from under him. Shaking that left arm. Getting the circulation back. Shaking it again. There's the hamstring on the champion.
I'm sure that Curt figured it's enough time that he better start taking something away from Bachwinkle, and now he's going to work on that leg, which is very smart. You can also see that he doesn't have the full use of that left arm and hand yet.
Step over toe hold. Spinning leg lock. Trying to work it into a figure four.
He has got it.
Indeed he does. And you hear the screams of Nick Bockwinkel. Bockwinkel saying no, no, no.
This, however, is not one of Curt Hennig's favorite holds, and I doubt if he has got it applied exactly right like some of the people who really practice this thing all the time. Though I don't know whether he can beat Nick with his figure four or not.
Bockwinkel punishing the people that you are referring to, who is a master of a hold such as this. No, it does not look like Curt Hennig has it locked in there exactly the way it should be, but nonetheless, it is a very, very painful hold regardless.
Absolutely it is. He doesn't have it locked down real the way it should be, or Bachwinkle wouldn't be moving, but he has made it to the ropes there, so he's going to get free.
Gary DeRusha twice kicking Bachwinkle's hand hand off that rope, but now Bachwinkle locks both hands on the lower rope, and the hold has been broken.
Gary DeRusher, a young referee, does just an excellent job, doesn't he, Rod?
Absolutely. He is one of the very, very best. No doubt. The top referee in the AWA, certainly the pause there was, as I was thinking, who have I seen that's better? And there isn't anybody that falls into that category as Curt Hennig works over the left leg here of Nick Bockwinkel. Draping it over that lower rope strand, dropping down on top of it. Now a knee drop onto that left leg. Now he twists it around. Bockwinkel grabs a hold of the hair and pulls Curt Hennig off. Hennig right back to it again, however. Trying to apply the figure 4 again and lock it in there more firmly, but he never gets the chance. As Bockwinkel, knowing the deep trouble he would be in if he would allow that to happen, grabbed a hold of the hair, and Hennig was unable to lock it in. Shots to the midsection, to the head by the champion. The cover here by the champion. He gets a 2 count and no more. Bachwinkle and Hennig. Hennig and Bachwinkle. Here is a knee into the solar plexus, and Hennig is cartwheeled to the mat as Larry Zbyszko looks on. It is Bachwinkle covering and getting a 2 count.
You can tell Bachwinkle's getting weak in that left leg, though.
They exchange thundering right hands. Both of them hit the deck. Bachwinkle first back to the attack. Bouncing the head of Curt Hennig off that top turnbuckle. A lot of people say that turnbuckle, hey, it's padding. Hey, there's steel underneath that padding.
Absolutely, you can get cauliflower ears on that turnbuckle in a hurry.
A hard shot to the head. Off the side headlock by Nick Bockwinkel, who is limping around that ring as you look again at Larry Zbyszko looking on. Very, very intently. Not taunting either man. Watching both of them, I'm sure, because he has been promised shot at the litter. And speaking of shots, a tremendous one there by Hennig. And a reversal here by the champion. The ring just about came apart as Bockwinkel whipped Hennig into that corner, sensing he has Hennig in trouble. Oh, it looked like 3. And there you see what Zbyszko is seeing. Both of these men showing tremendous amount of endurance and resiliency. Up and over goes Curt Hennig. And he gets a count of 2 on the champion. Curt Hennig bouncing the head of the champion off that canvas, bouncing it again and turning him over. A cover here for Curt Hennig. Both men giving it absolutely everything they've got. A hard shot here by Hennig. Bockwinkel certainly seems the worse for wear of the 2. Staggering across the ring, swinging wildly with the right hand. A comment drop here by Curt Hennig. The youth may be telling here. A rollover. Up. It doesn't get any closer than 3, 2, 3, then that. And Bockwinkel answers back with a shot to the solar plexus. Bockwinkel now with a whip. Bockwinkel, look at that flying crossbody. Again a 2 count. As Bockwinkel missed the clothesline, it was Curt Hennig ducking under the clothesline and then coming off the rope, slingshotting off the rope with that floating crossbody, and now drilling him again. A somersault here by Curt Hennig, but again he can get only the 2 count.
Looks like Curt Hennig's got his second wind here.
Wow. Indeed. He may be setting him up for the axe. Let's see. There it is. A cover again. However, here you see Nick Bockwinkel takes him to his feet. Oh, what a drop kick. Bachwinkle may be out on his feet. However, instinctively, he reaches back for that something that only the champions have and is able to kick his way out one more time. Henning drills him with a right hand. Whips him across the ring. And Bockwinkel comes back with a clothesline of his own.
Pulled that one right out of the bottom of the barrel, didn't he, Roddy?
Oh, he did.
That's experience there that you're seeing. Just instinct and experience.
The two of them simultaneously making their way to their feet. And the war goes on. Bachwinkle now picking up Curt Hennig, dropping him flat on his back. However, unable to roll over and cover him. Front face lock, side headlock, shoulder lock here, Curt Hennig. But both men indeed simultaneously on the deck again.
Now, what's he doing?
What's Larry Zbyszko got in mind as he is saying something here to Curt Hennig? Larry Zbyszko
I
is
can't
whispering.
believe this. What did Zbyszko do over there?
I don't know. All he did was he said something to Curt Hennig. Hennig comes up and hammers away. Count of 1, 2, 3.
I cannot buy that, Rod. Larry Zbyszko had to give Curt Hennig something to punch the Bachwinkle that hard.
Wow.
I'm not buying this at all. Look at this. Look at Zbyszko going right to Curt Hennig.
A voice of experience here at ringside, Ray the Crippler Stevens. There you see Curt Hennig and Larry Zbyszko. They shake hands as the championship has changed hands here as a part of SuperClash 2 at the Cow Palace in San Francisco.
I cannot buy this. I'm going to go up and put my 2 cents worth in. I'm sorry, Rod, but I think that Larry Zbyszko passed Curt Hennig something there.
Ray the Crippler Stevens making his way to the ring. Stanley Blackburn is in the ring, saying something to referee Gary DeRusha. And now Ray the Crippler Stevens is saying something. Meantime, you see Curt Hennig very, very proudly wearing that championship belt and raising both hands in a sign of victory as Ray the Crippler Stevens and Stanley Blackburn, the commissioner and president of the AWA, talk to the referee. And now it is Ray the Crippler Stevens tugging away at Larry Zbyszko and pointing to a bunch of coins, apparently, that Zbyszko somehow has had in his possession, as you can see there. And they indeed have given, oh, I did not see that happen myself. They indeed have given Curt Hennig, as Hennig was laying there on the canvas, and Zbyszko went over and said something to him. Still, the conversation goes on inside that ring. Gary DeRusha has summoned the ring announcer into the ring, and we will be listening here as to what announcement is to be made after this confab between Stanley Blackburn, Ray the Crippler Stevens, and referee Gary DeRusha. And now, Larry Zbyszko pushes Ray the Crippler Stevens away, and Stevens does not take highly to that, I'll tell you.
He beat Bockwinkel right into the ring. What the hell, Blackburn? You
happened? Did you or did you not see Larry Zbyszko hand Curt Hennig a roll of dimes? In my mind, I'm sure that Larry Zbyszko did just exactly that. Maybe you saw it from a different angle than I did. I don't know what's going to happen. Stanley Blackburn is going to make the decision. I think Zbyszko was involved, but maybe they can't prove it. Whatever, we'll find out.
Your doctor has a new way to help prevent a heart attack. It's a medicine you take once a day. Aspirin. Studies with people who had a heart attack or unstable angina show aspirin reduces heart attacks as much as 50%. Maybe it could help you. Ask your doctor about a regimen of aspirin, exercise, and the right foods. He knows what's right for you. This message brought to you by Bayer, the wonder drug that works wonders.
2 out of 3 Indy drivers rely on STP oil treatment, because when it comes down to it, STP adds extra lubrication to reduce engine wear in whatever you drive.
STP is the racer's edge.
Now, why would a sensitive guy like me use brute strength to get close to a woman?
Brute Strength deodorant. All the protection you need with the great smell of Brute.
Brute strength, because charm's not always enough.
Brute 33 deodorant and antiperspirant with Brute Strength.
From the investor's point of view, with Charles Schwab.
I started Charles Schwab and Company from the investor's point of view. So at Schwab, you get big discounts and fast trades. And here's what I mean by fast.
Just a minute. I want to call my broker before the market closes. Because I invest with Charles Schwab, I can buy and sell stocks just like that. Listen.
Charles Schwab.
This is Sue Haynes, account 864555. I'd like to buy 300 shares of Mega at the market.
Mega's at 10. I'm entering your order to buy 300 shares at market. If you'd like to wait, I'll confirm.
Great.
300 shares of Mega is yours at 10. Anything else?
That's it. Thanks. See?
I'm Charles Schwab, and that's what I call fast, from the investor's point of view.
If fast trades and big discounts make sense to you, call for your free booklet, What a Discount Broker Can Do for You. Call now, 800-527-3800 toll-free. That's 800-527-3800.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, I don't know when they're going to decide it, Curt Hennig and Nick Bachwinkle, on whether or not Larry Zbyszko got involved and was there a roll of dimes and who is the world champion, and it's driving everybody nuts. Right now, we don't have a world champion, but we'll get more on that as soon as we can. There will be a decision, and I'm sure somebody, well, obviously, somebody is going to be very upset whichever way the decision goes. I think they should just make them wrestle again, decide it all over, and maybe ban Zbyszko from the building. What do you think? You're involved in this. You're the fan. What do you think about the whole situation? Speaking of fans, I got a fan of the week I want to congratulate again here. Celeste Charette, and Celeste, I hope I'm pronouncing your last name correctly. Celeste wrote us from Fairfield, Maine, and if you want to be the fan of the week, that's where you can send your cards and letters, and we'll consider you for a fan of the week. And again, she's got 8 different names here as her favorite wrestlers. She's got Larry Nelson's number 5. I don't know, what do you think? Maybe I should start working out? Huh? No? Whatever. No, I'll stay on this side of the ring. See you next week.